We know this ain't right. Man, this can't be life. We gotta unite. Go against the Aboriginal beings of this planet. When they came out, they became the black nobility and the royals and the Pope. And, people got to understand who these beings are aligned with. They're aligned with Satan. Those are Satan's people. So we can't be calling ourselves the Hebrew Israelites.
So the black nobility was down with Zeus or Satan.
Exactly. Black
Man, you saying
nobility, Bavarian Illuminati, because you got to remember,
the
Illuminati
people
is us. The real Illuminati is us, because Illuminati means enlightenment. So when you're thinking about the Illuminati in the sense of how we think of the Illuminati today, like these evil group of people running the world, that's the Bavarian Illuminati. Just like the original Masons is us. If you look at your hand, you still got an M right there in your hand. Master Mason. It's etched in your genetics. You are the original builder of the cosmos. Got an M in your hand. Might be in both hands if you look in your palms. But of course, once they hijacked our planet, they stole everything from us. They became the Freemasons, right? And they stopped knowledge at 33 degrees, right? Because 3 plus 3, 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 ether being is the highest, and their information is limited. We only taught them so much. Like I say, when they came to this planet, they came to this planet through portals in the Caucasus Mountains. So when they entered our realm, this is when they was walking on all fours. This is when they was in Neanderthal form. This is how they was when we seen them. Now the Pleiadians, they look like your modern day human beings anyway, so they was not like that. They was in their suits.
So they didn't walk on all fours. The Palladians.
The Pleiadians walk upright because the Pleiadians were already an advanced extraterrestrial race. You got to remember that. So the human beings were the ones that were primitive because they were created in a petri dish by Zeus on Nern. Yeah, Nern is a planet with 2 moons, no sun, so it's always cold. This is why human beings like cold weather. This is where Sub-Zero technology was created by another group of beings called the Dark Elves. Zeus created many beings. Satan, as you may know him in religion, created many different beings after we kicked him off this planet. Because you have to remember, when the original 23 scientists, when everything was erected and we began to build this planet up, the ancestors sent some of the most finest spiritual assassins, over 144,000 of them, to this planet, and they sent Zeus, Satan, with them because he was the head scientist. Now, a lot of people fail to realize this is what they was talking about in the Bible when they said, hey, Satan was God's most prettiest angel. Okay? But they don't tell you the real story of what happened in the war in heaven. The real story is it wasn't no magical heaven. That happened right here on this planet. Zeus, aka Satan, was sent down to this planet with 144,000 of us to this planet. And as you had 144,000 of us souls and spirits that came here and started building the planet up. So some of us started creating the animals. Some of us started creating different plants and leaves and nutrients and microorganisms. We was building the planet up. We created different things. And the war broke out because Zeus, I like to call him by his cosmic name. I don't like to call him Satan because he's a bitch. Now, that's how I talk about him. Like, he's a coward, and he hides behind those names and its power in certain names. Well, if you call him Zeus, you stripping him of all them hidden identities. Like, we know who you are. You're our brother that turned your back on us. Because people forget. They try to cast Satan away from them. You fail to realize Satan is originally one of us. If he manifests and shows himself in the physical, he's gonna like a black person, not a white person.
Damn.
Right? Because he's our brother that stepped outside of himself. See, anciently, we never prayed to nothing outside of ourselves. We only prayed to ourselves, and we praised each other. So when we seen another God or goddess, we say, hey, I love your creation, or hey, you peace, reflection. We praise you, gave you a good vibration, right? Now think about that. That might sound small, but think about how you feel if somebody give you a compliment. It can, one compliment that can make your whole week, right? Imagine people just complimenting you everywhere you went. You would be so high just off those compliments. That's the power of praise. That's what true prayer meant. But of course, they manipulated everything and contorted us to just be praying on our knees and closing our eyes and shutting down our metaphysical self and praying to this white God that doesn't exist. So you got to understand, like, that Zeus, Satan, when he came to this planet, because he was the head scientist, he was cocky. He was basically cocky. Like, man, I will do what the fuck I want to do. I'm not on headquarters, so y'all can't tell me shit. I'm the highest ranking one on this new planet. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. So what did Zeus / Satan start doing? He started going to different gods and goddesses and killing their creations. Okay, so say you created the wolf. He went and killed the wolf, and now he's operating on the wolf, trying to work on his creation. And he did that with a couple of different gods and goddesses creations till it got to the point where like all the gods and goddesses came together and motherfuckers ain't want him on the planet no more. It was like motherfuckers came together like, look, bro, you gotta go before we beat your ass. You ain't finna keep, I gotta break it down in layman's terms. Like, we gotta think as above, so below. Like, we gotta get out of this mystical mindset. No, as above, so below. You had duality then, you had it now. Ain't nothing new really under this motherfucking sun. It was literally like that. Imagine a science fair. You got a project you got to work on to create something. I got to create. So we all got to create something because we trying to pass this class. Okay, 144,000 of us come down here. We all got a job to do. We like, all right, we got to build this motherfucker up because the ancestors say this is what they want. Right? But one of our brothers, he want to, after you done worked hard on your creation, like he want to slide up, kill your cow, slide up, kill her giraffe, slide up. Cut her shrooms down. We hold on, who doing this? Once we finally came together and realized what was going on, just like it would have now, motherfuckers came together and huddled about it. Like, hold on, bro, your shit came up missing too. Your shit came up. I thought it was just me. So nobody wanted to come to Zeus because he's Zeus. Remember, one of God's most prettiest angels. So that status he still had of Zeus, the head scientist, like. The goddesses created him first. He was the first masculine energy ever created. Yeah. This is why he's so powerful. This is why Zeus, Satan, know you like the back of his goddamn hand. He created the genetic designs for the avatars for this planet. So this is why he know everything about you. You be trying to figure out why it's so hard to get Satan not my life. He know everything. He's the head of the original 23 scientists.
He's the architect of the avatars, you saying?
Yeah, of our physical bodies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because the original 23 scientists, you got to think it was still goddesses and gods. Their souls hadn't been even created yet. And they came after the original 23 scientists. So when you're dealing with Zeus, Satan, you're dealing with an ancient soul that played a major part in designing this shit for the goddesses. You know what I'm saying? You playing with the architect of life as you know it, and you wondering why the fuck he's so good at getting to you. He's the architect. You know what I'm saying? He's the head scientist. We got 22 other ones, but he was the head. That's how smart he was. That's why in the Yakub story, they try to say they called him the big head scientist.
Big head scientist, right.
These are all just different names. This is why they tell you in the Bible, this is why you got to read all this shit. You can't just read the Bible. You can't just read the Quran. You just can't read the Kabbalah. You got to read all this shit to get the understanding. Then go within yourself, right? It's nothing but him hiding behind all these different names. And this is why they told you in the Bible, his greatest trick was fooling the whole world that he didn't exist. Well, when I tell people, when I say Zeus, you got people like, Zeus? Still about for Greek mythology? They admittedly think I'm crazy. And just right there, he got you. Because you, if we going off the way they describe, you looking for a nigga with a red jumpsuit on, some horse hooves, and a trident in his hand with a hoodie on. Like I always say, you looking for the nigga on a flaming hot Cheeto bag. No, for real though, guys. Look though.
You gonna pull it out? You gonna pull it out? You gonna pop that?
They got niggas. They looking for him.
They looking for him. Oh man.
They looking for him. You feel me?
Oh man.
And you ain't gonna never see him looking for him.
Oh shit.
He gonna look just like me and you because he's a carbonated being. He's a neuromelanated being. So if he does manifest down into the physical, he has to have carbon. Right? Oh, so like this is the true heaven-hell story, right? Like we on the planet and it's all over. It's this beef starting to build because he cocky like, man, nigga, I'm head scientist. Y'all can't tell me shit. And we like, nigga, what you mean we can't tell you shit? You ain't never finna do what you just want to do. So it's all this arguing going on. What happens is because we going back and forth, we had never done it amongst each other, so that we starting to emit negative or low frequency. Immediately back home on Xylanthia, they can peep that frequency. So they channel everybody back. They basically beam everybody back to Xylanthia to see what's going on down on Kai. What's going on? Why is this big disagreement? So you got all these gods and goddesses we telling our side like, hey, we feel like he don't need to be down here because he doing this and that. And then, you know, he's Zeus. He's Satan. He the head scientist. He's God's most prettiest angel. So he got that cockiness. He, man, you know, when they created me first, I'm in good with him. I helped build all these shit. You ain't gonna, you know, he got that cockiness. He trying to go around and he said, because the law of the cosmos is that a soul can create. This is the law. Free will and that you are to create. Right? Mm-hmm. So that was his argument. So it basically turned into like a court situation. And I've always told the same story. And I'll be like, you got people that don't want to believe it. But when we talk about that war that happened in heaven and hell, in the Bible, they didn't tell you shit. They just said a war broke out in heaven and he took a third. And that's that. They don't give you no details about shit. You don't know what the fuck really happened. You don't even know what the beef was about. Like, what was it really about? You know what I'm saying? So it really was about what I'm telling you it was about. Like, it was this back and forth because, see, he was already trying to create the human being race. Mm. And he was trying to use animals. And if you know how the human beings was created, he eventually created them with the animals. So when we in our cosmic court situation with him, go back and forth, basically the elders came to the agreement like, listen, okay, well, Satan, Zeus, you just leave Kai and that way you can go create your own planet and go do your own thing. And then all the gods and goddesses that we sent y'all down to Kai, y'all keep building Kai up. That way everybody happy. Or so we thought. So everybody like, okay, cool. We beam back down here to planet Kai. We good. You know, we back on our duty. This nigga got to pack up his shit and leave. He should be good too. So everybody cool. He don't want to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, he basically don't want to leave. It's like, okay, they told you to leave. You still trying to act like you got to pack and you got to double back and get t-shirts and shit. Get your bitch ass off the planet. Like, that's the energy we was on. So, you know, he ain't on that energy. And long story short, it turns into like another argument where you got to go. They told you had to go. He ain't trying to hear shit. We get to fighting. So when we get to fighting, I'm breaking it down in layman's terms so everybody can grab. Because I can use a bunch of big words and motherfuckers will be lost out there. Now, I want everybody to understand like it was a family feud. We get to beating his ass, stumping all type of teeth out of him, you feel me? And other gods and goddesses that was there jumped in the fight. It's literally because you remember, we all won anyway. So even though we felt the way about Zeus and what he was doing, like any community, God, if we all live in a community, I could be doing the most foul shit, but I'm gonna still have that group of people that's gonna fuck with me. That's gonna be like, nah, y'all ain't finna jump on him though. Mm-hmm. Right? Same thing with Zeus. He the head scientist, so you know he got all the cloud as they call it today. He super clouded in the cosmos, so you know how that was. It was people that was like, okay, well, this Zeus, you know, this their favorite type shit. We're gonna ride with him. That's how he was so able to get so many to turn against the gods. Mm. You got to think about that. If they told you even in religion, he took a third with him, you have to think about that. Like, hold on, what type of power he had that he was able to get motherfuckers to go against God, right? Because if you don't know this cosmic history, you'll know the religious version. So in the religion version, Jesus is basically God. And basically, goddamn it, they say Satan went against him. He didn't want to bow down to him. He took a third. So you gotta really sit like, hold on. He gotta have some type of clout and power for motherfuckers to go against the creator for him. Mm-hmm. That's because he made people feel like he was the creator. Remember, the goddesses designed, they chose the gods to create everything. So if he the head scientist, that's how he looked at among certain people or certain gods and goddesses. Even though he wasn't the divine elder, you still got people that was like, okay, we know the elders made him, but shit, he the one that it was his idea to do all this and everything else. So he was able to get so many to turn against us, the essence, which is the Ananuki, the Anunnaki, what we stood for, which is peace, positive energy, I was create elevation, unity. We pray to ourselves. We about nature. We with nature. Satan, Zeus is against nature. So he did unnatural things. And he like, you know what? I'm going to go against nature. I don't want to pray to myself no more. I want somebody to pray to me. That's what made him create the human being race. He literally created the human beings race so that they can praise his ass. Facts. Because he began to get into himself. This is where that jealousy energy came from and pride, right?
But Rashad, they end up hating people that look like him, though.
Yeah, exactly. You feel me? Yeah. So it's like once that happened, now you got this whole war that broke out right here on this planet. It happened. Yeah. That war in heaven happened right here on this planet. And when that happened, it was a war, a true cosmic war. And what happened was they ended up getting their ass whipped off the planet. So when they telling you like, he was cast out, he wasn't cast out of shit. We whipped his ass. You know what I'm saying? All him and everybody that rode with him, all the way to a whole nother universe. Like that's how they end up in the 6th universe. And that's when he created a planet called Nern. And on Nern, he finished doing his experiment, which is to create the human being race. On Nern, that's when he used the dog, the wolf. He used the wolf, the lemur, the pig, and the snub-nosed monkey to create the human being race in one drop of our blood. That's what he used.
Where are you? So he created the human being on planet Nern. Where most of the people watching want to know, where are you getting this information? Because a lot of us have not heard of this level of information before.
Right.
We've heard of metaphysical things like this, but a lot of things you are dropping, we have not heard of this before. So where are you getting the bulk of your information? Is it channeled? Is it books? Is it teachers?
Every time I come in front of these cameras on the social media platform, I'm always channeling. Like I channel my information. So I channel this information from within. I bring this information down to this planet from the plasma energy realms, and I bring it down to the physical realm, and I release it because I've led over 10,000 ancestors within my vessel. So that's just like when you see me standing right here. This is like just a physical replication of some of my spiritual protection and my ancestors that are with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't just have this here in this candle burning for no reason. But we have been lied to about magic. So we don't understand that. But a person that understands magic, and if they understand a little bit of that, then they'll understand what's going on right now, or why we got this frequency bulb, why I hit it a certain amount of times. I hit it 9 times to be exact, but nobody probably counted that. I'm using a certain color, but nobody's probably paying attention to that. I'm using certain things. I have on certain crystals. I have on a certain number of crystals, but nobody's probably paying attention to that. I have a certain certain color on this wrist that's completely different from this wrist, but nobody's paying attention to that. So it's metaphysical. It's me connecting to self. It's me connecting to the essence of source. And what I always tell people is like, don't even worry about where I'm getting it from. Get the message and see if it resonates with your soul. If it don't resonate with your soul, then don't listen to it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it just because I'm saying it. You know what I'm saying? But I like for people to. We've heard so many different perspectives, right? We've heard, and like I always say, we don't even know nothing about the shit they taught us about what they told us, and we don't even think. I wish we was that more critical, God, of what these white crackers told us. You see what I'm saying? Like when they sit there and told us like Jesus walked on water, I ain't never seen one black person say, but I ain't never seen a nigga walk on water. Because you never seen that. When they told us Jesus fed 5,000 with 2 loaves of bread, niggas never questioned like, so he fed 5,000 motherfuckers with 2 loaves of bread. But if I stay here and be like, hey, but yeah, so they were created on a planet called Nern. A person to be in the audience, like, he's a fraud. He's lying. And I'm like, well, what if I said is more crazy than what they told you in religion? You see, because Daniel was in the lion den all night. And when they rolled the rock back, he was still there. Nigga, the lion ain't bite him, growl at him or nothing. You feel me? Got a lion, ain't snarl at him or nothing. So it's like, that's why it's called like when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Like, what I'm saying, a person shouldn't hear from everybody else. Because then I'm not a true divinely sent teacher. I should say some things to make you be like, what the fuck he just said? If I'm not saying that, then why am I in front of you right now?
Bobby Hemmett made me feel like that when I first heard him. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? I'm like,
you gotta feel like that. That's how you know it's some real, it's a download. You supposed like, what the fuck? Because it's the rabbit hole. So for how far you go down the rabbit hole, at certain points going down that hole, you're gonna run across some shards, some glass, and rub an elbow and cut your elbow. Oh shit, whoa, something just fucked me up. They got something just bit shit out of me. They got mosquitoes down here. You know what I'm saying? The whole time, that's that moment where you feel like I got this life thing figured out, and then you hear something else and it take you deeper. You be like, okay. It's really another level of information, and it really is. Like I say, I couldn't flow through it like that. And those is in my university, is on my channel. They know they didn't heard this a million times. or they watch me, they be know that like God don't never have. I don't really have no laptops in front of me. Just like when I came up, when I talked about the Bermuda Triangle, I channeled that information down from the plasma energy realms, the quantum energy realms. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what did you say about the Bermuda Triangle? What did
I
you say,
basically
God?
just was telling them why planes and everything go missing, and that it's pyramids under the Bermuda Triangle and this and that. And I had never heard that before or anything, God, no lie. And like a month later, like some people, like some of the guys tagged me in a post. They was like, God, I think they was watching your lecture. And CNN was like, scientists have now discovered it's a pyramid under the Bermuda Triangle. And I'm like, look at them. Y'all ain't never said it all these years. Y'all been saying shit. We don't know why. We don't know what the hell going on. All we know is boats and planes go through there and they don't come back. I'm just supposed to be a crazy YouTuber. So when I put the lecture up, it should just be a crazy YouTube lecture. It shouldn't turn into 2-3 months later. Now scientists have discovered, because they do that shit with a lot of lectures that I've been putting out. They do that. They'll come out and be like, oh, we just discovered that. We just discovered that. And I'd be like, ain't no way y'all ain't watching this information. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way y'all ain't, because y'all should have been said that all these years. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, like with information, like, yeah, like this is our cosmic history. And see, I like to emphasize cosmic though, God, because most of the information that we've received on this planet was like primitive. I'm talking about this is shit post-Adamite. Like when they get to talk about time and space and dinosaurs and all that shit, that's post-Adamite. So I'm not the person to give you no motherfucking leaf of no information. You got that? It's a whole tree, God. You feel me? It's a whole tree for those that don't know where the information come from. It's a whole tree of information. But when you listen to Rashad Jamal, right? It's the University of Cosmic Intelligence. So I'm down here in the soil. I'm giving you the seeds of where this shit started from. I'm not just giving you the leaf, because that leaf is connected to a branch. And that branch is connected to another branch, which is connected to the roots, and the roots is connected to the ground, which is connected to the seed. The seeds is sprouted from. So I like to go to the beginning and work my way from the beginning back. So for a lot of individuals, you got to go listen to other people before you even come and hear this shit I'm talking about, because you will have no clue. It's not like this ain't some shit you just come in on and you just get on your journey neither. Like you got to already be at a certain level on your journey to understand what we discussing right now and that level, because if not, you just completely closed off. Like Nern, planet Nern, what did he say? Two suns. What did he just say? Zeus and Satan, the same people. It was war. They whipped their ass another universe. Like that have a person like lost. But I'm not here to help you find yourself. I'm here to enlighten and inform. And I'm here to give the information that the planet is ready for right now. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm here to do. And that's why a lot of people, like, I get like a lot of my name get caught up in a lot of controversy, because it really be like people will just be upset, or they'll get jealous. You know, people that's trying to teach, they'll get jealous and be like, how the fuck does he know that too? And then they'll, talk bad about me, or they'll go to attack me, and then I'll defend myself for somebody to chop the video up and post it and have me looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's cool. I like looking crazy.
What do you think about, you mentioned multiverse several times tonight. What's your thoughts on this new Doctor Strange movie coming out, Multiverse of Madness? What's your thoughts on that, my brother?
I didn't even know they was coming out with a movie on it. I mean, I don't watch TV like that at all. But if they call it multiverse anything, once again, they stole it from us. Like I was said about Nern, like Zeus created the human beings on planet Nern. That's in the 6th universe, And he also on that planet, he created werewolves. Werewolves are real. He created the ogres, like Shrek is an ogre. Those are real beings. It's on Nern. You know what I'm saying? He created the human beings. That's why the human beings like the war. So if they coming out with a movie called Multiverse, they're only coming out with these movies and these titles based upon the same thing we sitting here discussing right now.